What are you doing over here? Don't tell me you're the security guard. Oh man, you're gonna mess up the iron farm. I'm gonna have to fire you. Oh man, that was not a good idea. So the answer is yes, he will get angry at you even if you did create him. I'm sorry.
It's Minecraft. Now what? Let's go.
Ah, come on, man. One more. Oh, no, one more. Oh. Woo. Welcome back to another episode of Minecraft. Now what? It's the Copper Age. It's been so long since we've got an episode out that the new update has come out and it's the Copper Age. And I wonder if that's why these stinking iron golems are starting to misbehave, because we have a new metal mob in the game. So what I want to do first, I do have a plan for today, but we're going to get a couple of iron ingots here and make some shears. And I did pick up some copper ingots, because we're not going to go too much into what's in the new update, but I do want to make the copper golem. So we're going to come over here and just get some, sorry tree, so we have to spawn proof this, and I know this is going to be not look great. The path block should be okay. Oh, this is so frustrating. So I'm just going to come over here and drop a bunch of leaf block. So these guys are spawning outside of the farm for some reason now. Well, it was good while it lasted, right? So that would be the reason why you would want to build this up in the air. So when we built the iron farm, I decided, partly as an experiment, partly because I really didn't want to build it in the air. So I built it into the ground like this, and this is what we have to deal with. So we'll just go ahead and, do this and hope this fixes it. See what you're making me do, guy? Yeah, we can pretend we can't. We'll act like it doesn't happen. The area just got overgrown. We haven't been over here weeding, and this is what happens. And it's morning, so while we're in here, we'll come in here and make an iron block. We are gonna deal with you now. Oh. Oh! Oh, you make me break my crops, guy. Jeez. So the Copper Age update added a new mob called the Copper Golem, in addition to letting us make copper tools and copper armor. So while we're over here, we'll get a pumpkin, like we did before, put the pumpkin down, carve it with your shears, and we are going to take our copper block, get our carved pumpkin, and where am I going to want to put this guy? Put him right here. So we put down the copper block and put pumpkin on there, and that's our copper golem. So the copper golem's cool. He's a helper for storage and sorting. He has a chest that you can put stuff in. For instance, here. So we'll come over here and harvest all these pumpkins. So we'll come over here, and what I found is he only looks in chests. So he won't look in barrels. He'll only look in chests. So we're going to make sure that we have a single item that we're looking for him to dump in the chest, in that chest. So what happens is we put the rest of these pumpkin in here, or whatever item you're putting in there. He'll come in here and look in his copper chest every once in a while, grab an item, he gets real excited about it, and then he will go around to all the other chests within his radius. Did you grab them all? Oh, you're so efficient. Let's do it again. So we'll put the items back in there, every once in a while he goes and checks the chest, and he will put those in the chest, and there the pumpkins are in there, and then he comes back and checks, and if there's nothing in there, he just hangs out, chills out, and every once in a while he goes back in and will check the chest, and nope, nothing there. I'll go back to hanging out, walk around a little bit, check out your nice pumpkin patch. Did I put anything in? No, nothing's in there. So we got another pumpkin. We'll come over here and put this in here. And one more time. You gonna check in there? There he goes. And in the chest. So for a single item sorting, it's really not too helpful because we could just go into the pumpkin chest and drop our pumpkins in there. But if this was a pumpkin and melon farm, then we could just come over here, do the harvest of pumpkins and melons, drop the melons and pumpkins into this chest, and as long as we have a chest for melons and a chest for pumpkins, if that's how we were sorting, the copper golem would take care of it, and we would only have to drop. Oh, let's give him something to do. The copper golem would take care of going between the two chests and sorting the stuff. So this, you can see where this would be really helpful in a storage room, because rather than having to go between multiple chests, you could just dump all your stuff in the one chest, and copper golem would take care of it. But over here, it's just a fun thing. I mean, look, the dude's cute. So that's the copper golem. Okay, we're back in the house, and I wanted to see if I had. Yes, I do have smooth stone slab. Come in here and make an armor stand. And then now you see, since we have our ingots, our copper ingots in our inventory, we now have copper armor added to the game and copper tools. I'm not going to make all the tools because you know what they're going to look like. But what I do want to do, put these slabs back, is go back to the pumpkin patch. I'll meet you over there. And stand in the rain. It rains in the pumpkin patch. I hope you don't rust. Well, we're not going to let a little rain get us down. Where do I want to put this? We'll put that right there. Yeah, sure. And then we'll come over here and make a copper helmet, chest plate, leggings, and boots. Here, let's give him, we'll give him an axe. There you go. Now we have a copper guardian helping keep an eye on the pumpkin patch with the copper golem. What a team. So that's some of the stuff you can now do with copper ingots in the Copper Age. No. Oh. Okay, we're gonna come over here and make this all path block. See, you want to behave yourself when I'm over here, but the minute I leave, you want to be spawning all over the place. You know why this is happening? Oh, okay. I'll believe you. Okay, let's see if this takes care of it. If not, I will worry about it off camera. I don't want to waste any more time on this right now. Okay, finally I'm back at the house. I had to run back and forth twice to the pumpkin patch because I kept forgetting to get pumpkins. I'm gonna shear these. Let's pick them up. Ooh, I got no room. Okay, put these seeds in here so we can pick these guys up. And I want to put copper golem in here because I have a bunch of chests, and this is a good situation where this could be helpful. So now where do I want to put you where you're not going to be in the way? Which one? Which one? Yeah, is that where I want it? Or there? Well, you know, I'm probably going to spend... Yeah, let's just do that. So they say you're coming back from a mining trip, or you've been out exploring and getting a bunch of animals. And you don't want to go to all your chests. Just dump all that stuff in here. So I have a bunch of different types of stuff. What? What did you just... Oh, no. No, that's not where I want it. Oh, it backfires. Oh. You gotta be kidding me. Okay, so that was a miscalculation on my part. I didn't account for him just putting stuff in an empty chest. Can you reach? Okay. Nope. It's not gonna go in there. Oh. Oh no, don't put it in there. This has not been helpful. Okay. But I'm gonna put one down here. So you can't possibly mess this one up. Nope. Nope. Don't put it in there. One more. There we go. What? No, what are you doing? No, why did you come up here? Oh my gosh, this is a mess. Let's just sit back and see how this plays out. Wait, where did you go? No, you did not just... Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, come on back downstairs. I don't want you up here. Oh my gosh. No, what? How do you know how to open doors? You locked me out of my own house. No, what do you... No, you don't come up here. Well, that did not work out as planned. But that was a learning experience. Have a better idea what they're capable of. Did not know that they were going to be able to open the door or pathfind to a completely different area that they shouldn't be in. So, yeah, gotta make sure that you plan a little bit better for these guys. But man, it was acute chaos. It was frustrating that they weren't doing it the way that I wanted them to do it. But copper golems, cute, but can be difficult. Back to the pumpkin patch. So that detour took a lot longer than I had anticipated. What I wanted to focus on today was XP. Did you see we're now at this point we're up to 11. But after the caving trip that we did down into the dark, I figured the next logical step would be to start thinking about XP, especially at this point if you're going to be enchanting a lot. And I wanted to find a monster spawner. So in between episodes, I came down into this cave, which led to a whole lot of nothing. Checked one part of it, not much going on. Led to another part, and again, not much going on there. But at least now it's all lit up down there, and we're not going to have to worry about things coming up. So I think I might actually end up closing this off, so we don't have to worry about it, since it really doesn't lead anywhere. And, you know, stuff's not going to spawn down there, but I don't want stuff going down there at night and hanging out and just, you know, being annoying. So if we don't need it, I might just close it off and be done with it. So we're going to go back down right now, back into the cave. I think I have what we need. Finding a spawner can be take a lot of time. Actually, I wonder if maybe since we haven't been down this way, because I was thinking I have a good idea where I would want to start. If you remember back in the last episode when we were caving, we hit a big dripstone area. Really? I'm in the middle of a thought, man. Down in an area with a bunch of dripstone. Okay. Oh, get out of here. Oh my gosh, man. Come on. Oh, it's crouched, that's why. Man, skeletons. Yeah, maybe a shield, I don't know. That looked pretty cool. Look at that. It's just that water falling down like that. That's weird. Minecraft. Oh yeah. So back at that dripstone area where I said, you know, we turned back during our exploration. I think maybe could have some luck down there. Okay, what is going on? Oh, you know what? I wonder. Okay, that is better. You know, all I saw was the glowing. I was worried that was an Enderman. Right? Nothing down here. So that wasn't too bad. Not much going on down there, but now it's lit up. So now we can go back to that dripstone area. If it doesn't sound familiar, we're gonna go check it out right now. And all the Minecraft trauma's coming back to me. So then we went up here. This didn't really take much time to get over here. It took so long to get over here the last time and then to get back. And I think it was around this spot where I was like, you know what, sounds pretty good. I don't want to fall down there. Spawner sounds pretty good. What's that lit up over here? Lava. We'll go check it out. Make sure we're not missing out on anything over here. So we'll keep making our way over here and hope we get lucky. Oh! Yep. All right. I'm not going to dwell on it. I am not going to dwell on it. The important thing is we need to get back like quick. I'm not sure if we're loaded in from right here, but we've got 5 minutes and I've already wasted a minute. It's just I wasn't thinking. Well, I didn't have any wood, so I needed. Thought I had them. I thought I had them. We got to focus. We got to focus on getting back over there to get our stuff. This would be the time to have great dripstone jumping, not getting caught on every single piece, man. I'm gonna make it in time. Don't fall down there! Oh, come on, man. Jeez. What am I doing? Right, did we get everything? Okay, let's get organized here now. Crying out loud. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Inventory is all sorted out. Did end up losing the axe our axe and hoe, which not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. Oh, nope. Nope, 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 nope. This is not great. Alright. We should probably make this a little bit bigger just in case this happens again. So just a reminder, Endermen are 3 blocks high. If you get one coming at you... Oh, okay, you want to come back? No. So honestly, I'm pretty angry, disappointed. You know, I know how I play. You know, it's like I'm gonna die eventually. You know, I figure usually it's gonna happen falling, or surely to a creeper. You know, because it's what I do. I mean, you see that my track record fighting creepers isn't that great, but you know, I really thought I would have lasted. Would have taken longer. Oh, look at this. Maybe go in the lava. Are you gonna come up here or what? You got another buddy. I'm gonna stop walking over that. Baby zombies are no joke. Be careful with them. Yeah, so back to what I was saying, you know, it's a little disappointed. That's the game. I guess it's, you know, it's a good example of not to take creepers lightly. Get yourself cornered. Never a good idea to get yourself cornered in any situation. But definitely not with creepers. The reason why now I crafted a shield is because of crouch. That should deflect a little bit of the blast damage. I had hesitated earlier before coming down here for not having a shield, but I was only really thinking of skeletons. All of this for a dungeon. So it'd be very nice if we could get a dungeon. Why bats, Master Wayne? Bats frighten me, Alfred. I'm going to take this gold real quick. I'm going to head back, empty out my inventory, and I'm going to come right back here. Be back in a sec. Oh. Famous last words. Just light this up before I head back. It's so easy to get distracted. You know, it's like, oh, okay, I'm just going to do this real quick and then go do this thing and then go do this thing. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Went back and emptied out my inventory, but got a little distracted on the way over here, and so we will push on this way, light up the perimeter, and then make our way in closer. This looks like this goes nowhere. Alrighty then. So I guess really we died for nothing coming over here. Oh wait, it hasn't even been this long, but I don't recall if this was a dead end or not. Oh, okay. That's gonna collapse the gravel. Yep. So we'll just leave that. We're clear to come over here now, huh? There we go! We found it! Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a zombie spawner. Come here. Okay, make me come closer. Alright, come over here. Alright, so here, let's show you something real quick. So now that we have found this, we can turn this into an XP farm. But something to keep in mind about spawners is... Let's get these guys. Get these these guys out of here. Okay. Okay. So we'll go in there and take a closer look, but you can see that the block is kind of on fire, and every so often, in this case, it's going to be zombies because it's a zombie spawner, but it can be skeletons or spiders. The spawner won't spawn any mobs as long as we're standing far enough away from the spawner. But in this case, all we have to do is move one block closer and it turns on the spawner. Then the mobs will start spawning, and oh, we're gonna have a baby zombie. Yep, here it comes. We'll deal with this guy. And a good way to deal with baby zombies is you put a slab, they can't get through. And then if we crouch, we can still hit them, and the baby zombies can't get through here, and it's a fun time. Let's get in there before. Oh, witch. Oh, come on. So that witch poisoned us, and that takes you down to 1 heart and really makes you vulnerable. So poison doesn't necessarily kill you, but it takes you down low enough where one hit from, I mean, even a chicken, chickens could attack, would probably kill you. Well, while we wait for our health to fill back up, there are a few different ways you can handle doing one of these. One of these, like most basic, is to just do what we're doing right now. You wouldn't light this up, and you would just let them spawn and come to you, and it's not the most efficient way to do it, but it can get the job done if you just really are not interested in like making a proper spawner. So we're just come in here and light this up. As long as we light this up, the spawner will not activate. Come up here just to light this up if nothing else. So we are going to close that off. We will probably never see that again. So now you've found your spawner. You've secured any open sides. So now we don't have to worry about things coming from the back or jumping down on top of us. So what you'll find inside here are some loot chests. We'll just check them real quick. Enchanted book. You'll often find music discs, so that's pretty cool, and horse armor. Check this one out over here. Oh, this is great. Oh, look, copper horse armor. That is cool. And this actually works out because I wanted another bucket. Oh, diamond horse armor. Wow. You know, I really didn't know. I know you can get these in the chest in the end. I didn't realize you could get these in dungeon spawners. So we'll leave those loot chests there for a second. So the reason we were looking for a dungeon was for the XP. I don't know if you noticed, after the incident with the creeper, I think we had 10 or 11 levels, and when we got back and got all our stuff, we were only able to recover about 6 levels. I think that's what I saw. That's just the way it goes. You know, no matter how many levels you get, after you die, you can recover a little bit of it, but you know, you largely have to start from scratch. But this is where this comes in handy, because this is going to spawn a bunch of mobs, and we're going to get a bunch of XP. What you don't want to do is you're not going to be able to pick this up. So if you don't like where it is, it's really tough. You just kind of have to deal with it, because once you destroy this, it's gone for good. And spawners are not craftable, so pretty rare. So to build a farm out of this, you can do it a few ways. This is where you can kind of get creative. So if this is the first dungeon that you found and you really just want to start getting a little bit of XP without taking on a big project to turn this into a farm. So if you've been in the caves a while looking for your dungeon, and you've been picking up iron along the way, we can use that right now. We'll make a couple furnaces, drop these furnaces down, and we'll split up the iron between the two so it cooks a little bit faster. So then you would just have to wait for this to cook up. But luckily for us, came down with some iron that we have in the iron farm, and I'm gonna come over here and let's make 4 chests, and then we can come over here and we'll make 4 hoppers, and we're actually gonna need, let's make another couple chests here. So if you really just want to get this going without big construction, we can make some hoppers, right? We'll put a chest here, and let's break this so we can get in over here. Not sure I hear lava. Put a hopper there, crouch to place, and hopper and a hopper. Okay. Put that slab there because that will keep baby zombies from getting out. And we will also put a slab there. So then now what we can do, actually come back in here. So we can come in here and make this our getaway. Okay, I moved everything from this chest here to that chest, so we can run out of here, and we would have had to move it anyway. So now we can come over here, break this torch, and see, they'll start coming. Close this up, put that slab there, and now it's closed. And then all we have to do is wait for zombies to spawn. They will see us, bring them over here, and as we take them out, the drops will get sucked up by the hopper, and we are close enough where the XP will find its way to us. So, and there we go. This is just a pretty basic version of a farm, especially if you're just getting going and this is your first dungeon that you found. What you can do if it's taken a while for them to spawn in, what you can do if you want, you could always move this closer, a little bit closer. You can make more hoppers so you don't just have to drag them, lure them over to one side. We could have put hoppers over here to make sure that we're getting everything dropping. And if you need to run in here to pick anything up, just drop some torches, light it up, because as long as you are lit up, the spawner will not spawn zombies. What I notice sometimes is that XP does get stuck in hoppers that are a little further away from you. So just come over and check those from time to time. And that's a basic farm. But what we're going to do is we're going to make not a crazy complicated farm, but we're just going to take it up a notch from this. Because of the way the game spawns mobs, we want to get the mobs away from the spawner as quickly as possible so it keeps spawning mobs in. Actually, what I want to do before we get started is come up here and get some water. We're going to need water. Might as well make an infinite water source right now so I don't have to worry about it later. We're going to break this down. So the first thing we have to do, the most important thing, is to make this a 9x9 space around the spawner. So we're going to go out 4 blocks in every direction from the spawner and dig it all out. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So we have to 2, 3, 4. That's 4 up there. 1, 2, 3, 4 that way, and then below. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 blocks in every direction and clear it all out. I'll come back when I get that done. And here we are, 9x9x9 cube all dug out. Now I went back in and replaced everything with cobbled deep slate, but of course you don't need to worry about that because you're really probably never going to be back in here once you get it up and running and seal it up. But one thing I like doing lately is coming back after I've built the farm and leaving one wall and putting in some tinted glass, because tinted glass allows you to see in, but it doesn't let light in. What's important, if you do decide to swap out the walls, just make sure they're solid blocks. Any light sources that you have outside the farm won't bleed in and stop it from working as efficiently as it could. Now the next decision you have to make is, what side are we going to push the zombies to? So how this works is the spawner spawns the zombies in the air, they fall down here, we push them from one side of the room with water to the other side of the room where they will fall over a ledge, down to the elimination chamber where we're going to take them out. I think since we came in from that side, that might be our entrance coming down here from the cave. So I think we'll drop them down this way. So another decision you have to make is, if you are making this for strictly XP purposes, you want to drop them down a certain number of blocks to where the mob gets taken out with one hit. If you only want the drops, you can drop them down a little bit further, and it doesn't matter if you're down there. You just have to make sure you have hoppers to collect all the drops. But what's important is that we stay within the activation distance of the spawner. We don't want to be too far away, otherwise it's not going to keep spawning mobs. That should be 16 blocks. But what I'm going to do here is, we are going to drop them over this side of the room. I usually drop them down around 12 blocks, so I'm going to get that trench built, and I'll be right back. And we're back. I actually went down 15 blocks. I was a little concerned with light bleed, so I'm going to have to put some torches or lanterns down in the killing chamber, and I didn't want any light bleed to interfere with spawns. Whether or not it actually will impact it too much, I didn't want to take the chance. As you can see, we are 15 blocks down from the edge, so the zombies will be pushed with water from that other side. They'll fall over this edge all the way down here. We are gonna punch through right here and make a chamber, little farm base. And what we'll do on the sides here are put a couple water sources to push the zombies to this spot right here, and then we can stand here and take them out. So I'm gonna build this chamber and I'll come back. We'll put the water flow in. We'll be putting a hopper and a chest to collect the drops here, and I'll be back. We have the kill chamber all dug out. While I was at it, we will need a way in and out of here, so we can't be going that way. So I wrote down the coordinates here, wrote down the coordinates up top where we first entered, came up here, and this is where we first came in. You see it's all dug out. If we crouch and look over the edge, that's a big fall for us. I think we'd be all right. Right? We have feather falling 4, right? So now one of our options can be coming through the cave, and now we have a secure access to get down to the chamber. And what I did here, about halfway, is we'll close this up. Once we get some amethyst crystals, we will make some tinted glass and make this all tinted glass, because we want to have a spot to stand to make sure that the spawner stays activated. And I think this should be close enough. So, we'll come up here and, chill out for a while, and we'll be able to watch the zombies fall. They'll just fall right past us, and tinted glass doesn't allow light to get through. So we'll get to see in, and it won't affect the spawner. So that's what this area is. So we have access down here, and we'll have a bed. And what I'm actually going to do in between episodes is, since you probably know I like my tunnels connecting spaces underground, I am going to make a tunnel, and we're not very close, so I'm not going to do it on camera, but I'm going to make a tunnel back to the base. We're pretty deep. We're about -47, so it'll just be a lot easier to go between the base and the zombie farm without having to go up and down the cave and get blown up again. But what I will do is, at some point, I think I'll go back and make an easier path through the cave just in case, you know, we're up top and we want to come down here. It's just good to have a couple different ways out of any given space. So now what we'll do, we'll come over here and we're going to pop these 2 blocks here. When we're done down here, we're going to go up top. We're going to put water on that far edge. The zombies are going to get pushed over this edge. They're all going to fall down here. We're going to put water on both sides of these, both sides of the trench. And we're going to push the zombies are going to be pushed here. We're going to put a hopper and a double chest here. And we'll take them out right here. I did mention I decided to come down 15 blocks from the top to eliminate light bleed. But I think why I'm usually concerned about that is I remove this entire layer of the wall usually and use trapdoors just so I can see the zombies coming down and how many are in there. But I think for this, we're just going to leave these blocks and we'll just have this opening. And we're going to have to take out these blocks. We'll just do it right now, because we need a spot for the double chest. Come in here and crouch, put your hopper, and now, just like you know hoppers work, get our stuff. So put a slab there. We're gonna put a slab there just to make it look even. So now we're gonna come in here. So water flows 8 blocks. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks here. We're going to push in 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Drop the water down, and it stops right here. So the zombies fall from all the way up there, and they get pushed right here. They can't really swim against the current, but I like to close that off just in case. And then come over here, same thing on this side. And just like that, and pushes the zombies, the drops, and we get the stuff in the hopper. So now we're gonna probably do the same thing down here with the tinted glass once we get it. But for now, we're just gonna leave it like this. I think what I'll do is maybe do this to remind me of where I want to put the glass. Maybe we'll put the glass there. Maybe we'll see what happens. So now we'll put block back there. We are going to put a slab there and put a slab right there. And as we know from up top with the baby zombies will not get through here. They will not get through here, not through here. And we don't have to worry about them jumping up and coming through here. So now we're going to go up top, put the water down, and we come down here, start taking zombies out. And we'll start from this side. Kind of similar to what we did with the iron farm. You just want to double check that you're putting water source on the far end opposite your ledge. I'm going to block this off real quick. I have to get these torches out of here. There it goes. See, the water pushes and the torch is in the hopper. Okay, water looks good. Break that. Actually, come over here, jump. Take that torch. Can I reach this one? No. And get that one. We're almost ready. One more thing. So the last thing we're going to do in here is sometimes the zombies will spawn on top of the spawner, and if they stay up there, that'll affect the spawn rates. So we can either put a slab or a column to cover the spawner. And I'm not sure if one is better than the other, but I just started doing the column, and it's been working out for now, so I just keep going with that. But if you put a slab on there, you should be fine. And now, crouch so I don't fall over. Get that torch out. Break this block, make sure I'm still crouched, looking over, and make sure no torches are left in here. We want this to be completely dark in here. Here, before we do this, I guess, let me go down to that activation chamber, close that up. Yeah, we'll use cobblestone. As soon as we get rid of this torch, I said as soon as we get rid of the torch. Maybe it's because of this light. Let's see. There we go. And just like that, see, they get pushed over. And there we go. So we will close this up. I'm gonna actually put some cobblestone here because, again, up here we'll see you later. So we can even just come up here and hang out, and so you can hear that they're getting spawned in. So let's go down there, and then we come down here, and they really can't see you. And then you just come over here. And you can hear you're picking up the XP. If we look in the chest, let's take out our stuff. And so far this is what we get. And that's it. That's how you make a farm out of a zombie spawner. It's really not too complicated. It's just a lot of work. Here, let's come over here and see. We'll wait here for a couple seconds and see if we're in range. Yep, we're in range. But I think I'll be right back. Okay, I decided to take it up another few blocks to just really make sure that we're close enough to keep that spawner activated. And as you can hear it, I think it's working pretty well. So it's been running the entire time that I was doing this. We are going to make this tinted glass now. So come up here and hang out for a while. You can hear that it's working, and then we come downstairs. And look at that. It's a mosh pit. It's so loud. Woo! I'm exhausted. But that was fun. And just like that, we're like way past level 20. But in the process of digging all this out, we did pick up some levels from some ores, some diamonds, and smelting iron. But I think you can really see that if you let the spawner run for a while, it's a great way to get XP. I'm gonna go back up there one more time, let it run for a few minutes, and we'll see where that gets us. It's a party. So that got us about a level and a half. So I'd say that's working pretty well. I'm happy with it. So again, it doesn't need to be super complicated. Even down here in your chamber, you might want a place to sleep. You might want to have some storage. Depending how much you run this, you might get overrun, or you just practice decorating. So I'll come in between episodes and work on the inside here. Not quite sure what I want to do, but I definitely want to put some extra storage in here and make it look nice. Because if you're going to be spending a lot of time at your farm, and it matters to you how it looks, it's worth investing the time to do it. But you definitely don't have to do it like this. You can do it like we did it when we first found the spawner. Draw the zombies or the skeletons or the spiders over to you. Put a slab there to keep the smaller guys from getting through, and just take them out through a small hole, and break the block and run in there and get the stuff. Drop a torch so you stop the spawner, make it safe. Or you can do it with the hoppers like we did before we started digging this out. But if you're up for the challenge, you can dig it out and make something like this. I'm gonna let the farm run for a little while, see how many levels we can get. But that's gonna do it for this episode. It started off like a hot mess between the iron golems and the copper golems running amok and the creeper incident. But we move on. We won't forget it, but that's just the game. And at least we weren't playing hardcore, then the world would be over. And it's something to learn from. Don't be standing on top of a creeper when it explodes. It doesn't end well. At least we got most of our stuff back. And mob spawner farms. An excellent way to get those levels for the enchanting we need to do. In between episodes, I'm going to make it easier for us to get from the base to this farm. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.